Hey everybody, this is David Deacle, and today I have a very special guest for you. Daniel, come from New Hampshire. Daniel, how's it going?
I can't complain, dude. It's been a fun ride so far.
Excellent, man. And actually today, just to show you guys that everything to do with the home business, everything to do with having your own online business. Like today, as you can see, I'm home. Daniel is home. Daniel's actually at home with his kid right now. So if you hear kind of anything in the background, that's because we're not suits and ties over here. We're not in a corporate office, and this is just kind of one guy to another kind
He's
of
watching his Disney Channel right over there.
there we go. So Daniel, the reason I wanted to bring you on here today is you've had an amazing first 30 days with Funnel X, and I am quite frankly amazed at your results, and this is just excellent. This is something that needs to be shared. So without further ado, I want to, a lot of people probably know you from people that are watching this, but for those of that are watching that don't know you yet, can you tell us a little bit about yourself so this way people can get an idea of who you are, where you're from, what's your background, and everything else?
Sure. Well, I mean, I'll try to give you the short version here, but I'm just to date myself. I mean, I'm 41 years old. I first got bit by the network marketing bug back in my early 20s. I was single at the time. I got invited to a party, and next thing I know, I thought it was like a party because like this other cute single girl invited me, and next thing I know, I'm lying on a floor, and some girl's rolling magnets over my back saying, "Hey, you should join our business." I'm like, "What the heck is this?" And I kind of got bit by the bug pretty early because then I started having the lunches and dinners and going to the hotel meetings and learning all about this cool thing called network marketing. And I failed miserably. And as the years went on, I just kind of dabbled in a bunch of different things. But the majority of my life, I've actually had a career in retail. I've worked for many major retailers. I've been store managers for 3 different major retailers. I'm sure if I said the names, you'd know them. So I've always had a thing for leading and working with people. And then a couple of years ago, my wife actually got sponsored into another network marketing opportunity from her cousin. And my wife, because of what's going on with our son, I'm the main breadwinner. My wife is a stay-at-home mom. She cares for our kid. We have, a special needs kid. He's got a lot of stuff going on. I'll spare you the details. But so when she said she was going to get involved with this other network marketing opportunity, I thought, hey, a second income in the house is fantastic. This is great. And she said, I'm gonna make a go at this. So I thought, all right, cool. So 1 month into it, I see her getting on the phone, messaging people on Facebook. And of course, now the fire starts to burn in the back of my head again. I was like, oh, geez, maybe I should get another go at this. So she sponsored me in. The hamster wheel started spinning again. And then about 2 months later, after I burned through like my warm market, I went through all my friends and family like they traditionally tell you. And I found myself in a shopping mall passing out business cards. And I just said, there's got to be a better way. So
There
that's
is.
when I turned to YouTube. I literally went out to the parking lot. I went on my phone and I looked up. I started searching some of the leaders that were in my company. And I came across this video that there was this brand new to me, this brand new thing that was revolutionizing, signing people up, a thing called the sales funnel. And I thought this thing was like the greatest thing since sliced bread. So I ended up joining a company that, created sales funnels for you, and it was all attraction marketing and whatever. Got into that, dabbled with that a little bit. And then I had my first big taste of internet marketing literally about 2 years ago. It's almost exactly to the month right now. That company is now out of business, and I actually lost $50,000 with that company because I went almost all the way in. So between the big top tier packages, the traffic, all that other stuff, I literally lost about $50,000. I think it was $48,000, but we'll just call it $50,000. So that was a hard lesson. But for me, I have a very strong why. I have my son, I have my wife, I have my family. I made a commitment to my family a couple of years ago that they were never, with everything that's going on with our son, I made a promise to my wife and my son that they're never going to have to worry about money again. So I could have let that loss defeat us, but I kept going. I got involved in another company, had some really good results there. And then that actually led me to Funnel X, where I was talking with you one day, and this other company that we're in, I mean, a lot of people here know it's actually one of the income streams inside of Funnel X. I was one of the top leaders in that company. But that's all I was doing. I was literally putting all my eggs in one basket and focusing on one thing. And it was actually you that said to me, like, yo, dude, I see what you're doing. It's awesome, but you're working too hard. And I was like, tell me more, and we jumped on a webinar, I think, and you walked me through Funnel X, and everything just made sense. It made sense. So instead of working with one person and like only basically hook, lining, and sinkering yourself into one income stream, now you have 5 income streams. So the second I had the opportunity with Funnel X, I literally just took the last 2 years of everything I knew about working online, and I just took massive, massive action. And as you can see, I mean, if you're okay, David, I'll just share my screen and I'll show you.
Please, yes, 100%. I mean, this is we want to see this.
Yeah, so I mean, this is just one of the income streams inside of Funnel X. I think this is the first income stream here. And as you can see right here, I mean, I got $21,750 in the last 30 days, which it's just blowing me away, man. It's absolutely blowing me away. And again, that's just one income stream. When you combine the other 5, I mean, now I'm up over, I think it's $32,000 or $33,000. I lost count, but
okay, pause. So 30 days ago, guys, listen to this. Okay, this is important. We're kind of in the middle of the conversation, but it's important to highlight this. 30 days ago, Daniel got started. He didn't have any of the income that you just saw on the screen at all. He wasn't even involved in that opportunity. And now 30 days later, you made how much?
Over $33,000.
So again, 30 days ago, not even involved in anything. Now, I mean, one of the income streams was part of the thing that you were doing. But now, 30 days later, you've got 4 additional income streams and you've made over $30,000. That's incredible, man. That's 100% incredible. Why do you think that is? I mean, I know that we've kind of touched on it with the multiple income streams, but how is this really different than what you were already doing, what most people are doing out there?
Well, I mean, what most people are doing, and specifically what I was doing, is I was marketing just one opportunity. And it was one opportunity at a very specific price point. So when you have a funnel like this one that has 5 different income streams and multiple price points all throughout the funnel, it just makes a lot of sense. And what I love is everything really just works cohesively together. But for me, as soon as you showed me, basically the meat and potatoes of the funnel, everything clicked. It just made sense. And I just took massive, massive, massive imperfect action. So, I mean, not everything was 100% right, but I just took massive action. I ran, I was emailing my list. I was driving massive amounts of traffic. And, obviously with all that action, I mean, it led to some pretty amazing results.
Awesome, dude. So how long does it take you to actually run your business right now in the last 30 days? Like, is this something that takes you like 8, 9, 10 hours a day to do, or is it something you kind of do for?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I have my morning routine. I get up in the morning. The first thing I do is, and this is a little off topic, but I take some lemon water and some pink sea salt and I swig that down. I get my system going and I grab some coffee. I grab my coffee. I go upstairs. I say some daily affirmations. I get myself in the right frame of mind. I got my coffee. I'm good to go. And I'll look at, I always have, a notepad and some paper, and I always have notes that I'm writing down, things that I want to accomplish during the day. So most days, I mean, I can hammer that out, what I physically need to do, like the actual work, in probably a couple of hours. And a lot of that is either writing a few emails, I'll create some posts, I might make a video. I like making videos, and plain and simple, like, my results aren't typical, but don't be typical. If you want typical results, do typical things. And the average person will come on board, run 100 clicks of traffic, and then sit back and wait to be a thousandaire overnight. For me, I write emails, I make videos, I create posts, I recycle the content back through the emails and the videos, and I'm constantly recycling my content so many people can see my content in many different areas. So that's kind of some of the massive action that I was talking about in the beginning. And
sure,
I've done that from day one. So plain and simple, just get as many eyes on your funnel as possible. Right.
So guys, if you're listening to this, again, pay attention to what this guy is saying, because this is important stuff. Imperfect action, massive action, and stuff that really shouldn't take you more than a couple of hours a day to do. And with his results, he was able to achieve over $30,000. So now let me ask you this, Daniel, like with success like this, I mean, it's you got your morning routine, you got kind of everything happening before, but has this system, since you got involved with Funnel X, has it impacted your lifestyle at all? And if so, how exactly has it done that?
It's created a little more time freedom, to be honest with you. And two major things. It's created a little more time freedom because going from basically a one income stream family, not even a one income stream business, a one income stream family where we were solely relying on one specific income stream. Now we have 5 income streams coming in. So a lot of the times in the past, I would dedicate my work time to, all right, I'm going to get up, I'm going to grab my drink and grab my coffee. We'll have our little morning routine with my wife and son. Either he'll go off to school, my wife will go, she teaches kickboxing, so don't mess with her, by the way. So she'll go off, do her thing, and then I'll go upstairs in the office. And in the past, I mean, I could spend 6 hours upstairs and just get lost in stuff, creating content, writing emails and everything else, following up with people. But now that there's more income streams in there and obviously more money coming in, that's allowed us to, today we went, because I drive a pickup truck, we went and we ran a couple of errands for her sister because her sister always helps us out, watch our kid when we're not around. We were just in Texas a couple of weeks ago. We had time to go down there and do that. And then, we helped her sister out. We ran a couple of errands today. We went hiking the other day, and I'm not focused as much as being upstairs in the office, which is great. The other cool part about that is, as I mentioned in a previous opportunity from about a year and a half ago, I was out $50,000, top tier, big ticket, lots of traffic. It was definitely a learning curve for me. And some might say, oh, that was a big, huge mistake. But to be honest with you, I actually learned a lot going through that process. And so when you spend $50,000, not everybody has that lying around. I had to take out lines of credit in order to make that happen. But in the last 2 weeks, I've literally transferred $9,000 from my PayPal account to my bank account twice. So that's $18,000 that I've transferred over. I still have another almost $10,000 sitting in my PayPal account. And I was able to take that large chunk of money, and we just paid off 2 credit cards like that. That's an awesome feeling.
That is an awesome feeling, man. I mean, it's really the only way up. The only way from here is up, and we're just getting started with this. So that's again, it's your first 30 days. First 30. We're not talking about a year later, 2 years later. First 30 days. So let me ask you this now: if you were starting today, like rewind 2 years back, and you were starting today with everything that you know, how would you start today? What would you do today to get results as quickly as possible? If you were starting today, let's say you're not a member of anything, would you join Funnel X if you were like brand new today?
Well, I mean, to quote you, if you said, if I knew what I knew, and I was starting from scratch, 1,000% I would start with Funnel X, because I mean, plain and simple, if I could, rewind 2.5 years ago or two plus years ago to when I got started, if I had this back then, it would be a much different world right now for me.
Right.
And I think, I'm just getting started with this now. And to think, you're right. We're just 30 days in and we're just warming this puppy up. But if I had known what I know now and I had gotten started 2 years ago, it would be an absolute no-brainer, an absolute no-brainer. And I love the fact that I can now, instead of solely relying on one thing to provide for me and my family, now it's like it's almost like you have a cushion. You have a cushion because, maybe if somebody doesn't join you in one thing, maybe they'll join you in 2 or 3 or even 4 other things.
Right.
So you still have the opportunity to make money several different ways. And the funnel just makes sense. So, I mean, if I were to do it all over again and I had this from the very beginning, I would just do the same thing. I would take massive, massive imperfect action. I might not know exactly what to do, but I would just run as fast as I could and I would figure it out along the way.
Okay, cool. So what would you tell to someone who's potentially looking at this and they're not 100% sure, maybe they don't understand it yet? How would you explain this to them to potentially like make them understand a little bit better so they can make an informed decision whether this is something that could help them or the next thing or whatever they're looking at?
Well, here's the deal. I mean, even for me too, when I made the transition from traditional network marketing to signing up for my first online business opportunity, it always takes, I think they say in the industry, it always takes, 7 to 10 exposures, or it takes multiple exposures. I get it. When you're signing up for something that you're going to invest money into and you don't know if you're going to get something out of it, it can be overwhelming. So let's just put those cards on the table. Let's just be honest here. It can be overwhelming, but you also have to know and trust that if you put in the work, if you put in the time, and this is just me, this is just my honest opinion. I'm not speaking for you or anybody else here, but if you treat it like a business, picture that you just bought a franchise, whether it be a brick and mortar franchise, you just invested in a multi-million-dollar business. Put in the work like this is a multi-million-dollar business, and it can pay you like a multi-million-dollar business. I mean, $30,000 in 30 days. I mean, I never, 2 years ago, I never would have ever thought that was even possible. But having a little trust in the system, taking massive action, being consistent, because consistent action equals consistent results, being consistent every single day, feeding the funnel. And if you put in the work, it's going to pay you, period.
Right.
So for anybody new that's looking at it like, I don't know if I should do this, or I don't know, what if I fail? What if it doesn't work? What if whatever? Plain and simple, it works. And if you put in the work and you treat it like a business, it's going to pay you like a business. End of story.
Right. What would you tell, that's a great answer, by the way, treat it like a business, 100%, because if you don't treat it like a business, then how much are your hobbies paying you? Not much, probably.
Yeah.
So the next question I wanted to ask you is what advice would you give someone? And before we actually move into that question, I want to clarify this, guys. Like, Daniel, and you can confirm this, like, you are basically a one-man show, right? Like, we're not talking about, you didn't go out there and hire a team of 10 people to do what the amount of revenue that you did this month, correct?
Just me, dude.
One-man show. One-man show. And that's, by the way, the case for a lot of people that are using Funnel X. In fact, all of them, as far as I know. So the next question I wanted to ask you is, what if somebody's already in Funnel X and they're kind of just starting out and trying to learn the ropes and stuff? What advice would you give somebody that's already in the system, maybe it's their first week or the first couple of days, to get started as fast as possible and basically reach results as quickly as possible? What would you tell them to do?
Plain and simple, you gotta have the right mindset, and you gotta know that you're in this for the long haul. This is not a winning lottery ticket. And my most important advice, and this is what I give everybody on my team, I give them the same advice, and you have to position yourself to win. You have to position yourself for success. So if you're looking at the first income stream in the funnel, you can commit at $25 or you can commit at $2K. I get it. I get that $2K can be nerve-wracking because you're making an investment. But if you go back to what we were just talking about and you treat it like a business, you now have a vested interest in yourself. So you got to position yourself to win, because my very first day, I lost $2,000. I lost $2,000 because I didn't come in high enough. And I'm telling you, that pissed me off so bad. But then I think it was like 3 days later, I upgraded. So I'm like, I'm not missing any more commissions. And you got to position yourself to win. And you just if you want to see results, just take massive action, feed the funnel, keep feeding it traffic, and let the system do the work for you. It's really simple.
100%. So thanks, Daniel. Thank you very much for taking the time to do this. I think we basically covered everything that we need to cover. So any final words for our viewers here?
Just go, man. I mean, for anybody that's watched, like we just talked about, for anybody that's watching this, if you're sitting on the fence, if you're wondering, is this going to work for me? Can I do this? Am I going to get the support? Is this going to work? The answer to all that is yes. Yes, 100% this is going to work. You just have to, a couple things. Look at this for the long haul. You are building a business, like I'm building a business right now, to support my son, my wife, my family for years and years and years and years to come. I am treating this like a business. So if you treat it like a business, it's going to pay you like a business. But just know that the system works. You just need to put in the work, and the work is just driving traffic. You're responsible for one little thing, man, just driving traffic. That's it. And then David and the system do everything else. So it works. Get started and never, ever look back.
Perfect. Thanks again, Daniel. I really appreciate you taking the time to do this. So, guys, I hope you wrote everything down and you took some golden nuggets, because a lot of the stuff that was shared on this call is basically everything that you need to already hit your very first five-figure month, and even well beyond that. So thanks again, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.